Welcome to another episode of Midlife Moxie. I'm Gail,
And I'm Jen.
and we're both cold today. Fall has arrived, but I think it's got confused and things. It's winter.
Well, for you, it's winter. For everybody else on the East Coast, except South Carolina and Florida,
Just
it's
it.
definitely not
Days
winter.
ago, we were sitting on a lovely marina on a beach island and
Mhm.
sunny 70s. And today we're both sitting in our homes in the 40s and rain and just bleh.
True, the temperature did change pretty quickly, but I gotta tell you, I took the dog out for a walk earlier, and it is in Virginia, all the trees are now really yellow and reds, and the wind it's blustery, so it's cold. But man, it's so pretty to walk around and see all those colors. Oh, I
I think
love
we
it.
might
I
take our
love it.
sleep ride this weekend. Well, today we're going to talk about something that is going to ruffle some feathers and make some people say, "Thank goodness that you're talking about this. It's out of hand." And it's our society being so casual.
It is. I th
I mean,
like,
we've lost our minds. Let's just
do you think it's an American culture thing, or do you think it's like worldwide?
100% because people tell me that Europeans think we are the sloppiest, awfulest
Yeah,
dressing people, and they see it when they go to Europe that they're not wearing what we're wearing.
right.
But I want to really talk about how we got here. I think there's a lot of things that play into this. I mean, Americans are known for their independence and individuality to an extent. And I think we always like the I'm going to do what I want to do mindset. But I
Mhm.
think COVID is one of the biggest drivers of how we got here. That
It definitely helped. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I think that the American culture in general, and we say general, please. Like, it's not like necessary all the individuals, but
you, Sally, you were saying general.
right. Like, just in general, like, it is a very casual, country mindset. Like, meaning, like, it is very common to see, even in some of the nicest restaurants, people walking in some jeans, not necessarily nice jeans, sneakers, and, a top. And, you know, not I mean, and maybe in that person's mind they made an effort, but really it's gotten so casual. And Gail, like you said, once COVID hit, I think a lot of those needs for nicer clothes for the office kind of just sort of waned away a little bit. And so now people are going out in like their work from home clothes, their athleisure clothes, and they're not necessarily, I don't know, like it's just so easy to stay comfortable
Saying
inside and outside the house, you know?
what you get used to. So when we were
Yeah.
in COVID, we were staying home. I remember I didn't wear shoes for days on end. I didn't
Yeah.
have any shoes, didn't go anywhere. And the first time I put on a pair of shoes, it's like, get those off my feet. The first time I put on pants that zipped again, it's like, get that off. So we changed based on that. And it's
Yeah.
that old saying, what you get used to. We got used to seeing ourselves casual, feeling ourselves casual. Um,
Hmm.
there was some weight gain during COVID. There were some body shifts because if you're a person who wears high heels every day and then you don't wear them for a while, your feet will scream. They will say, if your girl wears high heels every day, you're pretty good. But we got used to it. And then I think you tie in this individuality and this I'll do what I want to do mindset. When we had to reemerge, we're kind of like, screw it, I'm going to do what I want to do. This is comfortable and I like
Right.
it. But now, as we're seeing more and more people return to offices, because that's been a thing the last year in 2025, we've seen a lot of people called back to brick and mortar offices. And some of it, I think, is decision. Some of it is indecision of, I really have lost my footing on what to wear. Those clothes don't fit. I'm just kind of, I think some of it's intentional and some of it just happened. Like we just rolled in and didn't even realize. Then I think we have a segment of our population that really doesn't understand what's too casual and what's not, and how the same garment can be dressed up or dressed down because a lot of it's all how you pair it.
I think that what our listeners are going to really enjoy, I think, in today's call is how to take, because I think part of what we're seeing too is that when you've loaded your closet up with casual pieces, and we should talk about what we think casual is before we go into tips and what to do. But when you load it up, and then it's time to go to the office or to just get back out, get back out there in general, going to a restaurant or to a bar. We go to a wine bar all the time. Like if that's all you've got, it's really easy to just not do anything extra. That's all you've got, which we're not saying, oh, your clothes are wrong. We're just saying wouldn't it be nice if you could do one thing or a couple of things and up level your look a little bit so you feel better, you feel pulled together, you feel cute, you feel
There is.
pretty. Yeah.
There's a way to do casual well. And I think that's what some people are missing is that skill of how to up level a casual outfit, how to make
Right.
it more sophisticated, more elevated. And we've definitely stay tuned because we've got some great ideas on how to do that. But I also find that a lot of times offices in this day and time are a little bit nervous about saying things to employees who don't really represent their brand. And I just want to say if you're an office owner, you're a company owner, you've got to find a way to address this because these people are your brand. I've walked into restaurants before, I've walked into clothing stores, I've walked into other businesses where maybe the people didn't look very sharp. And like, especially like in a medical situation, if their lab coats are wrinkled, if they're stained, if they're not put together, that makes you feel a little uncomfortable in that environment. So this is not about just being glamorous or
Mhm.
being fashionable. There are things attached to how we look as far as what people perceive about our performance and our competency. It's just a thing. Haven't you ever had a waitress come over that you thought, she looks like she hadn't washed her hair in 3 days? I'm not sure I want her handling my food. It's that kind of same comparison.
Right.
This is not to put anybody down because you can dress well on any budget. So a lot of people are going to say, well, I can't afford. You're going into a store and buying something. It's a choice of what you're buying. So
Right.
we kind of
And
have.
and just to also clarify, Gail is talking a lot about professional environments or how you show up and present yourself, especially when you're representing another place, another office, another company. But I also think there's a lot to be said about the fact that how are you showing up and representing who you are? Are you baggy jean? Are you tired baggy jeans and a big oversized sweatshirt? Is that really who you are, or is that just your comfy zone? But like, we want you to feel and look. We want you to express who you are, and we want you to feel special. And even if you're wearing casual clothes, you should still kind of level up a little bit. When you walk into a place, you walk a little taller, a little bit, I'm feeling good about myself. What you see in the
We can
mirror
be
really counts.
we can be lazy, and we most women I work with would admit that they're like, I've just gotten lazy, or I lost my footing as I came into midlife, and they gained a little weight in the middle, and I thought the answer to that was just stretchy waist, garments that read more casual. And there's a way
Mhm.
to do stretchy waist and there's a way to not. So I feel like there's a lot of factors that have come into where
Yeah,
we've got to. Plus, as a society, sometimes we're just not that good at respecting situations anymore. We become so inner focused and self focused. Like there was a day when you went to a hospital or a funeral home, you were dressed, and
I
it,
know, right?
but
People
it
traveled, they dressed when they traveled. I mean, like that's all out the window now. So,
I'm not trying to put people down, but face it, you're seeing people coming out in pajamas and you're seeing people in their house slippers and you're seeing people that, those are running clothes. Those aren't going to, the movie clothes. There's just a lot. And so I think some of it is people just don't know. So that's the main thing we want to help you with today and inspire you that even if you're going somewhere very casual, you can still look like $1 million. I can go to a baseball game and look good. I can go
right.
to a racetrack and look good. I can go hiking and look cute.
There were two women, two separate women. One woman, when I was traveling, so Gail and I met this um, past week in South Carolina for our annual work event. And um, a younger woman on the way, and then another woman on the way home. Both were wearing very casual outfits, but they both looked so great. And not stand out like, oh, whoa, just pulled together, so great, and they were very comfy and very casual. So to our point, we're not saying don't be casual. We're saying there's ways to do it that make you look really great. And we'll talk about
Very different, put together. And I think most of us
together.
do want to look put together. Sometimes we just don't know how to do it. They're like, well, I want to be comfortable. I hear that from a lot of midlife
Yeah,
women. And
sure, that's fine.
women and you're menopausal and you're having cramping and hot flashes and your stomach's expanded a little bit, you need some comfort or you may kill someone. But so let's talk about how we elevate that. And I think one of the first things we have to talk about is fit.
Okay.
Fit of the garment is everything. So a good example is a t-shirt.
Okay.
There are t-shirts and there are t-shirts.
I would
There are
agree.
t-shirts that are fit for men, t-shirts that are fit for women. There are t-shirts that have shape and tailoring to them. And there's t-shirts that are just a big old box. And there's a myriad of necklines, of fabrics, of textures on them. Like we have rib t-shirts, we have cotton t-shirts, we have the wicking t-shirts like you wear for athletics. And those are all different things and they all have a different feel and a different look when we put them on. So if we start with fit, no matter what we're wearing, we want it to fit. We want to fit both in size and body shape. So even something as simple as a t-shirt, if you find one that is cut for you and your body shape, that is, if you're female, shaped for a female, if you're male, shaped more for a male, and has the right neckline for you and a great color and a great fabric, because in t-shirts fabric is everything. There are t-shirts that just look like junk that you can see through, and
Right.
they're really great. They're not
Yes.
thick and cottony and all that. So sometimes it's just being able to evaluate, make the right decision, and get the one that is truly the right size. But people
Right.
are t-shirts is t-shirt. No, it's
I mean,
not.
it's and obviously in one of your best colors, ideally. But I mean, if you think about it, it's so simple. It's so simple, but people seem to miss it. You can wear an oversized uh, concert t-shirt that you love with a pair of jeans and sneakers, and that's casual. Or you can wear a nice, really high quality t-shirt that fits your shoulders just right, nice shape and not too much extra fabric, and with the same jeans and sneakers, and suddenly you've elevated your look because it just cleans it up. It tightens things up. It's like erasing all the scribble lines and cleaning up the lines.
And it doesn't even have to be super neat. I'm going to give you another example of a way that you go less neat, but it's more stylish. But before I say that, I want to talk about like sleeve length. Sleeve length matters. Get the right sleeve length for the arms you're showing off. Not too long, not too short, how you want to look. But here's a good example of giving something style. I had a t-shirt that I loved. It was the Breakfast Club, but it was big and boxy, and I can't just have that happen. So when I came home, I waxed part of the sleeve off and just let the edge be ragged, but it wasn't so long and boxy then. And I made a V neck on the front, and I wear it to pickleball tied in the back. So it cinches it in at the waist. So now, even though that's the most casual thing, and I cut it up and made it even more casual, I made it stylish. So it's not about sometimes the level of casualness. It's about making the garment cool, making it fit your body, making it interesting. And that was a great way. I took a very boxy, ordinary t-shirt and made it better and made it look like something that had effort and a little, even though it's more casual, it was still in a way elevated from just being a plain hanging around my hips t-shirt. Jen's laughing now.
No, I'm just thinking there's a gentleman that a couple that we have are friends with at the wine bar, and there is this guy that I'm laughing because he's just funny, a funny person. However, he's always dressed like impeccably. And what I mean by that is not, oh, he's walking in a suit and tie or pants. It's almost the opposite, but he wears these t-shirts. They're usually white. They like I don't know. They must be like they're like the most high-end t-shirts I've ever seen. The quality is so excellent and they're so crisp and so clean. And I don't know if he presses his t-shirts or what, but they fit nice. It's not like they're oversized. And there's a print. Like there's a bunch of different, like he has like a bunch of different ones similar to that. And he wears shorts and sneakers. But because he does that, he is so freshened up. It looks fresh, clean, and I mentioned press, which I think is a missed opportunity to clean up your look if you just take
Like
your t-shirts and
an
press
older
them.
gentleman, and he's like, I think in his 80s. And he always wears t-shirts like what you're talking about, but they are high quality and they fit him and they're pressed. And they're either pressed or just not wrinkled.
Yeah, I don't know that if
Starch.
he actually presses
He
his stuff,
wears
but
little, kind of like a Bermuda short because he's an older guy.
mhm.
And he tucks his shirt in
Yep.
and he wears these custom belts. I've asked about these belts because they were very interesting. And apparently they're from a company that you order a kit and you cross stitch and then you send it back to them to be finished. So they're like $250 belts. And I knew the minute I saw it. That's something special. It's a special piece. But we're
Right.
talking about a t-shirt, shorts, and a belt and
Right.
sneakers. His socks are white. They're not dingy. They're not torn. His sneakers are in good shape. They're clean. They
Right.
fit. All that. He always looks so sharp. His
Right.
name's Fred. Shout out to Fred because we love Fred. But, those little details, how about that great belt, a t-shirt that really fits and is well cared for.
T-shirt
That
that's not faded
Yeah, that makes a difference in
makes a
how
huge
elevated
difference.
compared to I just put on a junky t-shirt, wadded it up, a sloppy pair of gym shorts, and some flip-flops. Two totally different looks.
Right.
So let's talk about other things that can update. So fit, that's a big one. Another one is the finishes and how you style out the outfit. So really popular amongst women these days are two-piece sets. And
Yes.
talking about these are either ponte, jersey, sweater. They can be cashmere on the higher end, but they're basically these two pieces of either like a hoodie type garment, a three-quarter zip, or a crew neck, and then a pair of usually wide leg pants or joggers.
Right.
Okay. You could pull those out of a drawer all wrinkled up and put it on with a flip flop and go out the door, and that's going to look a hot mess. But you can take that same outfit, put it with a beautiful on trend sneaker in a cool color. I'm not talking about your junky whatever that you wear to work out in that are all banged up. Like, to be clear, y'all know I play pickleball. I have pickleball shoes. Then I have stylish sneakers that are for wearing with casual
Right.
outfits. They're not the shoes I do athletic things in. They are just athletic sneakers. So you take that sweater set, you put on a cute colored sneaker, and you throw on some jewelry. And I
Right.
don't mean your matchy crazy jewelry. I just mean like throw on a
Hoops.
little silver charm
Yeah.
bracelet, some silver hoops. That's my kind of go-to. And maybe a cute crossbody. That's a whole different look than
Yep.
if you pull that out and put on a pair of flip-flops and went out
And
the
I'm
door.
telling, as I said, I saw this twice. One girl she was wearing red, like a really pretty red on her. She's darker hair, but it looked really cute. Hoodie top, same bottoms, really killer on trend sneakers. I'm not even sure if she wore jewelry, but she just looked super cute. And then the other woman on the way home, she was more middle-aged. Her hair was, well, you know what? I'm gonna put hair here because that matters. Her hair was it was very nice and brushed. She had like just simple gold things. She had teal sweater, sweatshirt like material, hoodie and wide leg pants, matchy match, and then on trend sneakers in a really pretty color. And again, she just looked great. She looked
Maybe
comfy
in
and
the airport.
really
So
great.
I have these kind of sneakers because we've been redoing Jen's closet. She's like, I've got these on trend sneakers. I'm like, I'm coming. I'm coming. We've got them. I know where they are. And with these sneakers, what really makes an outfit like that work is one, it was probably one of her best colors.
Yeah, it looked great on her.
It
That's
was
100%.
committed. She committed to the color, head to toe,
Both of them did. Yep.
and that's a much more sophisticated look than just if she had taken a teal sweatshirt and put on a pair of jeans.
Right, exactly.
Look. Then when you add these super modern, super on trend sneakers in the right color, because that would not have looked the same if she just on a white pair of sneakers. We're talking like if you're warm, they're cream, they're caramel,
Mhm.
they're gold. They may even be the same color as the outfit. And things like that, they're slightly unexpected because everybody thinks a white sneaker goes with everything. Just have a white sneaker. And if I see one more person with warm coloring running around in white sneakers, I'm going to lose my ever loving mind. We have options now. They're cream colored, like we got Jen a pair this week. They're cream colored sneakers. And that way you don't get to the bottom of the outfit and something just looks off. You get that harmony, and harmony is something that elevates a look. And then just if you just throw on a diamond stud or a hoop in your
Yeah,
best
that's all you
metallic,
need.
instant elevation.
Hmm.
Also, a touch of makeup elevates it. And by touch, I mean like CC cream, a little mascara, and a lip gloss. You're getting that head to toe harmony that we talk about and balance. And you just look complete, put together. And that's 5 minutes of makeup that takes. And but all those things come together. And also, Jen mentioned hair, like even if your hair is pulled on top with a scrunchie or pulled back in a ponytail, just do something that makes sense for the outfit. It doesn't have to be that you got up and curled your
Right, 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 right.
I see women wearing like parted in the middle and sleep back into a bun. That's very appropriate with one of these outfits. But I think the thing that differentiates this kind of outfit is it you can tell it was some thought was given, some thought was put into it. There's some intention there rather than I just pulled this out of the drawer. So it's that styling, that finishing, that intent head to toe, which takes seconds, especially if you've set yourself up for success.
Right.
You have your 5 minute makeup look, you have your what we call uniform jewelry. And for me, my uniform is wedding ring, a little silver diamond ring on my right hand, my silver bangle, my silver charm bracelet, and hoops. That's my uniform. If I'm just running to dinner,
Hmm.
quickly, whatever. Now, pickleball, my uniform is silver hoops. That's it. That's the only earrings I wear to pickleball. But if I go to pickleball without them, I feel naked. It's just not right. Things are off. I can't.
PSA though, you don't have to wear earrings to sports. That's just Gail. Gail wears earrings to
Hey,
sports.
that's my look. And it
I know. I'm
does
just
make
saying, just say we're just saying, like, we also appreciate that you can't do that sometimes.
Oh, yeah, sometimes it's not appropriate, but where it is appropriate, where you can, leaving those things off does look a little unfinished, especially if you wear those other times. But the point being just a little thought. Like, for instance, on vacation, I went out one day, my hair was a hot mess, so I wore a cap, but it was such a cute cap. It said NY on it for New York, but it was hot pink. It had just the NY logo.
And that is Gail, 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 Gail.
I did a little low bun with it. And it was just so cute, but it was thought about. I didn't grab a greasy ball cap in the bottom of the basket. Men, if your ball cap's dirty, dude,
Right?
or fade it out, gotta go. We need those hats to be sharp. But the point is, a hat is very casual, but a hat can be very cute and very stylish. Like with these little two-piece outfits for women, I love a great ball cap. A great ball cap can be the
This
cutest.
is not something I expected her to say. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I actually would have thought that if I walked into a room and that an outfit like that and with wearing a hat, I actually envisioned you going like swooning, going, "Oh my gosh, no," and smacking it off my head. So that is what I envisioned Gail going, "I will die."
It needs to be, again, the right color for your head. It needs to be in good shape. It needs to go with what you're wearing. It's a vibe. Like, especially if you've got like a Ponte sweatsuit two-piece, and then you're doing your sneakers and you throw on a great ball cap, like NYC ball cap, or there's ball caps that, exhibit certain things, or it could just be plain. Like I have one that's kind of silver and I'm dying. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm dying for a black leather baseball cap. I got one that didn't fit me right, but I think that is the
Yeah,
sleekest.
we have to show up on the next podcast or video wearing hats.
Okay, I
I
can.
just because I just feel like I can't see it. Now we don't have to keep the hat on. If you have hat head, then you got to keep it on. But because we don't,
But don't forget to
it's not good
even
for video.
do the hair appropriately. Like, um, Like I know this one lady, and she always throws on a hat and doesn't put her hair behind her ears, so she just looks like she's got these little fluffies here. And I always want to go up and push her hair behind her ears. So, like with a hat, it may be very sleek behind the ear. It can be a low bun. It can be little pigtails behind it underneath the cap, versus just a pigtail hanging out the back. That's one option, but there's other options that you can make it really cute and again thought out. And I think too, letting and this can be our next point, let your personality shine through. Don't just be casual because it's comfortable. Don't just be casual to not put any effort. Be casual in a way that makes sense for you and your personal style. And Jen, I know you love a sweater.
I do love a sweater. She, I just uploaded all of my clothes to Gail's wardrobe app so she could see what I have, and that was the response. You got a lot of sweaters, man.
There was a color in there too. We've got a
It's
lot
a lot of the same neutrals. So yes, Gail's pushing
of
me to wear
colors.
some color, more color. I know the irony. I've told you listeners before. I will say it again. I know being the person that's all about color. I teach it, right? I have a company for it, but I do not have a rainbow in my closet. It is the opposite, and it is boring. Like it's leaning boring now. So Gail's now trying to insert color back into it. It's been a little bit of a fight, but we're getting there.
A good point because Jen and I had this conversation. This is a little off topic, but it
Yeah.
can go in along with our topic. I started asking Jen questions. I could tell she immediately got a little defensive and very, not very, but a little uncomfortable. And I had to explain to her that this is part of the process. Like when people are stuck in a rut or they have some pushback on wearing colors that are clearly in their palette and clearly look great on them, we want to find out why. Is it an insecurity? Is it a habit? Did someone tell you it didn't look good on you? Are you afraid to stand out? Do you not know how to wear it? And y'all, when we talk about styling, people are like, well, what is styling? These are all the things that go into that.
Yeah.
It's really, I think Jen saying it's really discovery process because we will challenge some of your long held beliefs and some of the things you're doing to help you find what is true and authentic to you.
Right. Because my reaction to Gail was first, I'm like, I don't know what to immediately, almost immediately. Every time she recommends something that is so different from what I'm used to picking out for myself, my first reaction is, what am I going to wear with it? I don't have anything to wear with that. And then she calmly is like, I don't think you understand their vision. She calmly explains. And then I think, okay, well, maybe. Let me think about it. Today was a bad day as far as accepting new things. But in general, though, she has a really good point. And we got that goes just takes us back to personality in that, we're not trying to force you to or trying to convince you to not to be someone you're not. We just want you to feel like you. We also believe that a lot of times, a lot of things in your wardrobe don't actually reflect who you are. And that could be because you're shy, you don't know what to wear, you're
They were on
defaulting.
sale, they were easy, they were
Yeah,
available.
it's a lot of things like that. I mean, it's just easy and a habit are definitely go-to excuses, which are they sound shameful, but they're not. It's just life. We're busy. We have 100 roles in our lives, and so being able to shopping even becomes more of a habit of comfort. Of I need a new sweater. Someone's going to get that one I know looks good. Someone's going to get that. Versus really being creative and thinking outside of that a little bit or trying something new. And so I'm speaking from my own personal perspective right now because we went shopping last week and now I'm starting to like really get on board with trying some new things and I'm feeling how hard it is to change your wardrobe up a little bit. It's interesting 'cause I didn't think I
You know
would
what?
be so resistant.
Your resistance is declining as you go in a dressing room and actually try the clothes on
Yeah,
and you see how things work and you see, I think some people doubt how stylish they can be, especially as women. I think they doubt that. They're like, that's cute, but yeah, not for me. It won't look good on me. I don't know how to do it. I don't see myself in that. But when you look in the mirror and you see yourself in something new and different, like one of
right.
the things we came home with was a dark brown sweater for Jen. And she's like, I don't know. That's kind of dark. I'm like, no, the contrast is right. It's great. And
I should
it's
have
so
worn it today.
pretty on you. Oh my gosh.
The shape is super cute, and even my husband's like, "Is that new? Oh, I really like that. It's cute." Like
what made it work was it was cute. It was a little unexpected and it tied into the darkest shade in your hair. And so there's little things like that. That's where we really get into styling, those really little things. But here's part of the point for you guys today about
Yeah,
casual. Casual does not, being stylish does not mean being fancy. You
right.
can be super casual and be uber stylish. It's having your fingerprint on it. It's looking a certain way. It's being authentic. It's looking put together. And that's kind of what we want to convey today because, like Jen's favorite thing, these sweaters. You can throw on a plain crew neck sweater, a pair of jeans, and a pair of tennis shoes and walk out your door. Or you could take that same crew neck sweater, put a chambray top under it, pop the collar, or lay it down if you're not comfortable, put on a cute pair of earrings, replace those sneakers with a ballet flat, a more modern sneaker, a boot, a loafer. It's still a casual, but you just elevated that up with some thoughtful choices. Layering is always more sophisticated. Even when I go to pickleball, I feel like I look extra cute if I wear a t-shirt and then wear a certain jacket with my little tennis skirt. It just looks better than if I just had it out in one piece. There's some magic to that. So even if you take a crew neck sweater and put a turtleneck under it, or you put a jacket over it, or you put like a chambray or a crisp white shirt collared under there, that's always just going to look more put together and more sophisticated, even if you still wear the same jeans and a sneaker. It
Right.
just does. It's tiny little details like that that elevate an outfit and make it look thoughtful.
Would you say, Gail, that I don't remember which podcast it was, one or two ago, it wasn't that long ago, and it was about transitioning into the fall winter season, coming from warm weather, getting into the cool weather. Or it could be vice versa. I had some Australians comment saying that they're in the opposite season, but either is true. As we're transitioning, you had made the comment, um, just pick one piece and switch that out solely for something that's more fall winter-esque feel. So if you have a pair of shorts, instead of a short sleeved shirt, maybe you go then and find a sweater and pull that together for the immediate season. Or vice versa, right? You can well still wear that t-shirt, but you can now swap out pants. So I'm leading up to is that kind of, would you say it's kind of the same logic that if you've got a lot of casual pieces, like I know I do, and you want to level it up, just swapping out one thing with an up-leveled piece would change it? Is that, would you say it's a true statement?
Swap or an addition. So it could go either way. Like say you're putting on one of your favorite t-shirts. Putting on a t-shirt with a jogger is expected and that's very athletic looking. But if you put that same t-shirt on with jeans and the right pair of shoes, it suddenly looks a little more elevated. Another example, like what I did this weekend for both style and comfort, we were going to be outdoors. We're experiencing the weather right now where I live, where a lot of times, except for this week when it's all rainy, it is warmer during the day and then cool in the evening. And I didn't know exactly what the situation would be. So I had a little two-piece set that I had gotten that was a skirt, but it had a long sleeve three-quarter zip. So I put on a t-shirt under that matched the skirt and then put the three-quarter zip on that was long sleeve. So I had a nod to fall. I was layered. It was all one color and a stunning signature color in Kelly green. So I actually got compliments on that look. And it was just a skirt and a sweatshirt, but it was the way it was put together and that I did exchange just wearing a t-shirt for a t-shirt with the matching hoodie that goes with the
I see.
skirt. So yeah, sometimes we can just make an exchange or we can make an addition like a graphic t-shirt with a pair of jeans is one thing. A graphic t-shirt with an amazing jacket and a pair of jeans and a great shoe is another thing. We take that same t-shirt.
Yeah, like so this past weekend when we went out, I remember I told you, so I love wearing I love wearing all my new clothes. I make a joke about like I literally will wear everything. Like at Christmas time, I'll go upstairs and keep putting on
Oh,
new
you're
things.
that girl. I gotta wear the new
I love it. So so when as soon as I got home, we were gonna go out furniture shopping and I wanted to look cute. So I put on the cute dark brown. See, now I feel like I should have worn it. The dark brown. It's got a little mock and it's got these sleeves and it's just really it fits really cute right at the waist. really nice.
See that
And
there is an unexpected, a mock turtleneck in a short sleeve.
yeah, it's really,
And
really cute. And it's a
it's
little darker than I'm used to, but that color is so on trend right now. It's like a nice, beautiful, like coffee kind of color.
a
So pretty.
little heathered, just
I don't think,
slightly.
no, it's a little solid, but it's okay. So anyways, the fabric's really lovely. It's a little light.
A little, like
Mm-mm.
it's not hard brown. It's not like
It's
a
not heathered.
like if it was cotton, just dyed super dark brown. It's got
It,
a
it
there's
doesn't.
tension.
I'll show you. It doesn't. It doesn't matter. The whole point is the whole point of it is this. It was cute, really cute. So I felt really cute wearing jeans, and we're walking around furniture shopping, and so I'm pretty sure I put on sneakers to do that. I can't remember. And don't swoon, Gail, because I weren't pretty sneakers because I don't have any of my new trending ones yet. But if I had trendy ones, how cute would I look? But anyways, we were invited to go to dinner with our friends that night, so I didn't want to take off that top because I looked super cute. My husband liked it, even though it was a little cold outside. But to dress up that same look really quickly, because we were kind of coming home, taking care of Eddie, and leaving again, as I put on my wine red colored ankle booties that you gave me last year. It has a little heel, not too much, just a little heel, but nice long pointed toe, super stylish and easy to walk around in, and it immediately dressed up the outfit. So I didn't have to do much. I just gotta fix my makeup and make sure my jewelry is the way I wanted it. So there.
Yeah,
And
I
if I
mean,
had a jacket, the jacket would have gone over.
you can do casual head to toe if you do it right, like with these matching sets, and then you do a sneaker, but it needs to be well thought out. Then your other options, like what you're saying, you take something that's super casual, like a pair of jeans, and it's how you build it up. Because a pair of jeans can be a t-shirt and jeans, or a pair of jeans can be a beautiful silk or a
Yeah,
cashmere
it can be a beautiful blouse.
a
Yeah.
plaid blazer. This is not about being fancy or being overdressed. It's just about being a little more thoughtful and putting these looks together in ways that say, I tried, I care, and this represents me and who I am. Some of us have more casual personas. We're just like, I love a good casual look, but my casual looks are a little bit different than most people's casual looks. I'm going to add the unexpected or put my
Right.
little touch on it. And when you do that, that shows thought. It doesn't feel like you just put on whatever's in the drawer, you got dressed in the dark and schlepped into, especially an office type environment. Now, let's talk about casual moving into the office because this has been
Yeah.
a real thing and it is working in some areas, not working others. So I'm going to tell you my opinion. So don't anybody, if you may watch this the morning show, one of my favorite characters on there is Stella. And in the first few seasons, Stella was known for wearing like a beautiful pantsuit, but it was a little bit oversized boxy, but still very nice. But she would throw on a sweater hoodie underneath it rather than a beautiful tailored shirt. And she would wear really high end sneakers with it.
I love that.
Oh man, it was everything. And it's totally suited who she was. And if you see a lot of men on sports shows wearing nice suits and elevated sneakers.
Hmm.
Those are ways we do casual very well. Or like we get one of these two-piece sets and we get it in wool or we get it in sweater versus ponte. So you're still getting the same comfort. Y'all, this isn't about comfort. Quit telling yourself that it is. Because a sweater set can be the exact same amount of comfort as a sweatsuit.
I would say, though, I would not wear a sweater set to the office.
It depends for me. If it's dressy enough and depends on your office, like if you're business casual, um, like I
Maybe on
pulled
a
one for one
Friday.
client. I like pulled one for one client. This sweater set was like, I'm not even gonna tell you, it was thousands. It was high end, it was wool, it was olive. She could have worn that with a little boot and put a shirt with a collar on underneath it and pop that collar and some jewelry, and it would have been fine for a business casual office or casual Friday. But that sweater suit, my point there is that's going to be much more elevated than sweat pant material, a jogger, um, stuff
Hmm.
with cottons. Now Jen and I had a fight earlier about a ponte pant, and these knit fabrics and these stretchy fabrics, you got to be really careful with. Because I have gone in front of a group of attorneys and giving a whole presentation in a Ponte suit. You wouldn't even known it was Ponte till you come up and stretched it. It was seamed, it was tailored, it had a what you call it down the front of the leg that I love,
Yeah, a little like a pleat
pinto.
crease.
Yeah, and it looked amazing. But you could also have a Ponte pant that looks just like a sweatpant. So you got to choose carefully. But Ponte is a great fabric if you love the casual. It's going to come down to the thickness of it. Is it truly scuba and Ponte, or is it just jersey? Jersey's different.
Hmm.
What are the details? Like the pants I was looking at for Jen had a button and a zipper and pockets. So it was a trouser made out of
Right.
Ponte. That's a great way to do casual well because you're going to feel very comfortable, which is what we say we want. But the pant was shaped like a trouser. So once you had that trouser shape, that elevated versus that same exact fabric was just shaped like a jogger or a standard elasticized waist sweatpant. So details like that really make a difference. And now we even see, and I'm kind of a fan, we see suits being made for women that have elements of a tracksuit, like they have the piping down the
I
side.
love this. I love a side stripe. It's
Oh
so
my
good.
gosh, they are.
I love a
But
stripe.
it's a pant and a jacket. Now, would I wear that to court? No. Would I wear that to a funeral? No. But if your office is either modern, edgy, or business casual, that totally works. It even works with a t-shirt. But you can also dress those up with heels. Like they're making sporty heels now. There's one company that's all they do. And a turtleneck, maybe in cashmere. That's totally, especially if you're in a city where things are a little more edgy, modern, youthful. That's totally a look, but you would not wear regular track pants to the office. But a wool pair that are shaped like a track pant, that's different. And so I think we also need to talk about knowing your audience and knowing who you're.
Yeah.
If you are in a field that's more involved in the arts, in current affairs, like maybe journalism, sports coverage, if you're a tech company, those do tend to be more fashion forward, edgy versus the conservative. Because I know I was talking to a client recently and she's like, this judge has made it clear she wants women in skirts and dresses. And I'm like, wow,
Okay.
you're still doing that? Okay, that's what the woman said. And also the geographic part of the country, like the South tends to be a little more conservative in some things than like if we're in New York or Chicago, where it feels a little more progressive. They're progressive in their clothing as well. Now, if you go to downtown Atlanta, people still dress and wear suits. Where I live, seeing someone in a full-on suit is quite rare, no matter what the occupation. Like my son did mock trial for his schooling, and we went to court, and hardly anybody on a full-blown suit.
Right.
But I have clients that if they go to court, it has to be not just a suit, but a very nice suit. So really know your audience, know your office. Look around. Are you the most casual dressed? If you go with your girlfriends, do you always look a little more casual than the others? Do people comment on your look? There's some things to really consider, and also consider your lifestyle. If your lifestyle isn't really casual, then I would ask yourself why you're dressing so casually and how you can mix that up. Don't you think, Jen?
Yeah. I mean, we have it right. We go back to what we tend to kind of grab, or like over the pandemic, right? We loaded up our stuff with all this casual stuff. But if your lifestyle, like Gail says, is whether the workplace especially is a little bit more corporate, corporate doesn't always mean suits. But it does also mean business casual is more of an elevated business casual where, it's kind of frumpy to walk in with jeans and sneakers and a t-shirt. You should definitely be dressing a little bit better. The thing is, what's coming to mind as you're explaining this, though, especially around knowing your audience, is that question that you should be asking yourself is how do you want to show up and how do you want to be seen and perceived? Because if you are someone that's still working in the office and, um, you know, conversing with people and being seen, there is a perception that is formed by how you show up. And if when you show up pulled together, styled appropriately, styled for your personality and for the environment around you, you automatically level up the perception of who you are. It doesn't seem fair. You could be the sloppiest person in the world and be the most and the genius in your field, but people aren't going to see that genius if you show up in just whatever because you can. And it should be important. It's important. It should I say should. I shouldn't say the word that. I shouldn't say should. But it is important. It is important to show up and to uh, show people that let your brilliance shine through and don't let your clothes hide it. Like there's a difference there, and you want to be in leadership. You're looking to for the next thing. Show up as a leader, and a leader is how you present yourself. Period.
You see people even coming in. I've been in nice restaurants recently and men being there in a ball cap.
Yeah.
My dad, bless his heart, if he was still going out to dinner, he would have went back and probably smacked it off their head.
Right.
Even growing up, if you came to our dinner table with that ball cap on, my dad was going to knock it off your head. That was the known thing. Get that off. We're at the dinner table. And we've lost some of that. We don't want to go back to being stodgy or where people feel badly. Like I know in the old days, people would feel badly if they didn't have dressy clothes for church and things like that. That's not what this is. This is just care. This is just thought. So with that said, are there any things that you think should never be worn in an
Ever?
environment that's a little, if the environment is more than casual, anything you think you should absolutely not wear?
Yeah. Torn jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I think they're kind of fading out anyway, but maybe I'm wrong about that. But torn jeans for sure. And honestly,
Well, let's just talk
any,
about jeans for a minute.
mm,
Torn, heavily whiskered, heavily bleached,
yeah,
raggedy on the hemline, like your hemline's been stepped on and torn or
yeah,
raggedy. Those are never going to be appropriate, even for casual Friday at the office.
yeah.
That's
It's
not.
just one step too far, especially the ones that are torn, because it's just it should that no, just don't do it. Just don't do it.
I will
That's
the
the
dress.
first thing that comes to mind, ultimately. I can see everything else being worn, pretty
The
much.
This jean is a dark jean. I will say that too. Just if you are like going somewhere and you're not sure, it's a casual vibe, but it's a little bit dressy casual.
Yeah, the
Or
darker you go, it's a little bit dress. It does read a little bit more
a
dressy.
darker jean. That will
Yeah, for
always
sure.
be the thing.
What
What
about
else?
you?
Athletic wear, meaning like dry fit shirts, things like that. Even
Yeah, that's a good one.
they'll wear
Golf
it's
shirts.
a golf shirt, but it's a dry fit golf shirt. That's for a golf course. That is
Right.
for the office. And by the way, we're sick of your stupid golf shirts and khakis. Okay. We need our men to do better. And thankfully, my husband does do better. Not like he gets much of a choice, but he does like to be stylish. But y'all, the whole just everybody staying at the watercolor in a navy golf shirt and khakis is just so unimaginative. It's just so bad. But that's where you men went wrong. And one of the places women have gone wrong, we're thinking that leggings are pants. And they are not. They should not be. And there's
I worked in an office for quite a while, and I have not seen that. Someone wearing leggings
oh,
to an
I
office. That
have
would be pretty bold. I suppose
especially
they could do it.
thank God we've moved away from leggings being in style so much. But women were wearing leggings and tunic tops to the office and thought that was office appropriate. And it's really not. It's just really not.
Yeah, I would
Um,
agree. Yoga pants, any of those things really should not be going to the office or
yeah.
anywhere that's not the gym. Like, don't do that. Like Gail said, she already gave you so many options. If you really want to wear an athleisure look, there's so many great up-leveled styles now. I like, like the ponte pant, the ones with the stripes on the side. Like there's a plenty of like trouser-like clothes that would be much more appropriate that you can still wear sneakers with and
Careful.
still,
Also, it looks like a nightclub or has too much embellishment for the office. You can wear a little sparkle here, there, a little sequin on something, but we need to tone that down a little bit. Just when we're talking about office appropriate, that
right.
doesn't play into casual, but um, casual is also things that are too oversized or not fitting well that will
Yeah.
automatically read more casual at the office and not neat and put together. And I'm trying to think of what else would I say would be a never.
Um, in the vibe of casual. Um,
A bald hat. I would never wear that to the office.
Definitely not. Yeah, I'm pulling the blank because a lot of these things I have in my head are not necessarily about being casual. It's really just more about being appropriate or about knowing your body. I've seen many women that wear clothes that are just a little bit too low. They have large breasts, and then they're just not, and things aren't fitting well. But that's not about being casual. That's just simply knowing your body and how to dress it. So we're not going to dive into that. But I think really, I think the point is, if we can't come up with a lot, it means that you have a lot of room to be you. You have a lot of room to level up. Just don't wear all the super casual pieces at once. Swap something out for something just a little bit nicer, and you'll feel better too. Like I can tell you, I made a major, Gail, you would have died. You would have died. I was at home. I was cleaning mostly, so I had on a t-shirt from my husband's work. Like it was a good color for me, but it was like my husband's company. But I was cleaning, so I had this t-shirt on, and I had on I think shorts. It was summertime. Okay. And anyways, he's like, "Hey, do you want to go with me to go to the grocery store or something like that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think anything about this, right?" So I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah. I'll just hold on. Let me get some shoes on." So I throw on some sneakers when we go to the grocery store. So now I'm in this ridiculous t-shirt and shorts. But it gets worse, Gail. It gets worse. At this point, I've kind of forgotten what I look like because this I haven't really primped. I had my hair in a ponytail, no makeup. I was cleaning, like I said. This you don't have to dress up to clean. Go to the grocery store. And then he says, "Oh, well, you want to stop by the wine bar and see if so and so is working today?" "Oh yeah, sure, go there." Next thing we were sitting down, and then I looked down and realized what I'm wearing, and I was mortified. I was like, I even said out loud, I'm like, "I look ridiculous." Why did you stop me?
Oh
I don't
my.
even know what the lesson learned here is, except don't do that. Like if you're going to step out of that, like, oh, I know what the lesson learned is. I got it. I can sum it up. The lesson was this, besides looking at yourself before leaving the house. Even when you want to just dress casual and easy enough to go to the grocery store, even if that's the goal and you're thinking, oh, what's the big deal? There is a little bit of comfort knowing that if you dress up, you dress just right and nice enough, even for the grocery store, that if you end up going someplace else, you won't be embarrassed or mortified. If someone sees you and realizes what you're wearing, I could have easily switched that out, and I did not. And I care. I care what people think. What can I say? Like I do. And
Good point there with you're wearing a logo t-shirt that represents a company that was probably a giveaway. Everybody
well,
knows
it
this.
was total giveaway. It was total merch. It was just
But like I have a black t-shirt that down the front is not printed, but it is embroidered the word vintage and it runs vertically. I love that t-shirt. And I would wear that a lot of places, maybe not to an office, but I would wear that a lot of places. I would wear a shirt that said Nike across the front.
right.
So there's t-shirts and there's t-shirts. So there's such a thing as a statement tee, or we call a graphic tee. Now, a Nike shirt can be a graphic tee, but that's not what we're really going for. We're talking about things that make a statement, or it's something as a certain it factor or a cool factor, like it's something really retro or something
Yeah.
niche. I also love if you want to be casual, get a printed t-shirt. I mean, like it has a floral pattern all over it, or it's stripes, or it's polka dots. That's elevated from just a plain t-shirt,
Right.
especially if it has a logo from just Publix or somewhere on it. That's a different type of t-shirt. Also, you can get t-shirts and things like silk and cashmere, has the exact same shape, but it's the fabric and the color and the cut that made it different and special. And that you could wear to an office with a blazer, or to a
Right.
nice dinner with a blazer and throw in a little necklace with it. And that looks great. So it's that attention to detail, Jen, as we wrap this up, that I think is going to really make the difference. And you can be just as comfortable, just as cool, just as casual, but with a stylish bent and be more appropriate. And it's not a bad idea to have things at the ready. Like I always keep like my little hoop earrings and my little charm bracelet in a certain place, separate from my other jewelry. So if I'm just walking out the door, I can grab that and literally put it on the
Right.
walking car. If I was like you and it's a day that you're home doing things and someone suddenly called you out, put on a cuter pair of shoes, put on some earrings, throw on some lip gloss, and you're gonna look a little more elevated. So anything else, Jen?
That dog looks good on you, Gail.
Dogs.
Like, yeah, another way to elevate your look is to wear your dog. If listeners, if you don't see the video, she has Lucy is this black and white. It's a bright pink colored. It's totally Gail's dog, like her colors, and she had it draped over her for a little while like an infant. So another way to elevate your look is to wear your dog. If
There
it's
you
cute. If it's cute
go.
in your colors.
Every time I sit down in this chair to record or get on a Zoom, she
Yep.
comes and wants to get in my lap and
Yep.
take a big, I mean, she's like taking like a winter's nap.
Yeah, she's out.
She's out, and I have to just occasionally adjust my body. So I throw over my shoulder, I move around, but she will stay this way. The minute I get up, she'll be running wild again. But
Yep.
this is part of the podcast now.
I know, really. Well, mine's at my feet.
Yeah,
Makes
there's
me
another
restless.
Ranger, the old man. He's grouchy. He's on the bed, but Lucy's in my lap. So
Well, listeners, I hope that you have found this inspirational and motivating to go and dive into your closet and see how you can take those same pieces and elevate them a little bit, swap one thing out, add something fun to it, really, really show up for yourself. Ultimately, show up for yourself so that you feel good, that you like what you see in the mirror, and you didn't just accept it or do what I did and go, oh my God, I look ridiculous.
around you is dressing like they did it in the dark doesn't mean you have to.
Right.
Take the same level of dressiness as far as it's casual, but make it stylish and make it appropriate. So that's our challenge to you this week. Take one of your outfits that's casual and just up level it a little bit. Until next time, go and get your
Get your
moxie
Moxie
on.
on.
Bye.
Bye.